Hello, everybody, and welcome to our session on Edpuzzle and Canvas. My name is Alex, and I'm Edpuzzle's Curriculum Director, and I'm super excited to be here today talking with you all about Edpuzzle and Canvas. So without further ado, let's dive in. And today, we'll be going over an introduction to Edpuzzle, and then looking at how Edpuzzle and Canvas work together. Specifically, we'll look at how to post Edpuzzle assignments directly from your Canvas page. We'll take a look at how students are able to watch those assignments directly from their Canvas pages. And we'll look at how Edpuzzle grades automatically sync with your Canvas gradebook. So I'm going to flip you over to my screen. And this time I'm logged into edpuzzle.com, and we'll go and search for some content. Probably the easiest is just searching in this big search bar at the top of the screen, but we also have all of these channels on the left-hand side. For example, our curriculum channel has videos organized by grade level, by subject, by specific courses, and even specific units or topics. And so it's the perfect place if you need a lesson fast, for that class that's starting in 30 minutes and you need something ready to go. Now, you should also check out our school channel, which is just below curriculum. Mine says Edpuzzle School, but yours has your school name. And this will let you see all the teachers in your school who use Edpuzzle. So you can go ahead and find that teacher who teaches the same subject, the same grade level, and you can copy or reuse any of their videos with your class. You can also browse your school's videos by subject area. So here are all the math videos from our school. And so let's say you're about to start a topic on volume. Just check this video, and you can copy it to your content library so you can watch it later. Let's find one more. Let's say we want this video on adding fractions. Well, we'll just give it a check, and we can copy this so we can check it out later. Perfect. Now, you should also look at some of our popular channels. We have popular channels like National Geographic, and I love Nat Geo footage. And I used to be a 5th grade teacher. We taught a unit on the solar system. And so I can find all of these solar system videos coming from National Geographic. So it's the content I need coming from a source I know I can trust. So those are some of our popular channels. And let's go ahead, we'll copy one of these videos to check out later in our content library. And so that's a look at the Edpuzzle channels we have. But as I said, I recommend just searching in that main search bar at the top of the page. So let's say, how about we look for a science video? Let's look for one on mixtures and solutions, and let's see what we can find. So in our search results, these top ones are from Edpuzzle, meaning if you look closely, you can see they are often coming with pre-embedded questions from other teachers who've used these videos with their classes. And this is going to be a huge time saver for you. Now you don't need to spend your time typing up and embedding all of your own questions. Much of that work has already been done for you. Now, of course, you can always see more options if you want more to pick from, or if you are the type of teacher who likes to create things from scratch, simply scroll down and you can find these videos from YouTube, which have no embedded questions, so you can embed all of them yourself. Now let's go and preview one of these videos. We can just click any video and then preview the entire thing. I like to check, is this covering the right content for my students? And is the content being explained in a way that's consistent with how I like to explain it? I also like to preview the questions. I click the little teardrop icons underneath the video timeline, and I can check, is this something I want to be asking my students? Is this something I expect my students to be able to answer? And so I can go through and answer the questions. Or because you're the teacher, you can skip through questions. Your students will not have this feature. It's just to help you preview videos quickly. Now, if this video seems like it's a good fit, great. We can go ahead and copy this to our content library. Just click copy in the bottom right corner. And so now we've copied a whole bunch of videos. Let's go find them. On the Edpuzzle homepage, we can go down to where it says My Content, and that's where you'll find all of the videos that you've copied. This is also where you can come if you want to upload your own video that you've created. To do that, just come to this Add Content button and then click Upload a Video. Then you'll be able to select any video file from your computer and use it directly on Edpuzzle. For now, we'll stick with the ones we found though. So let's edit one of these videos. How about we edit the one on mixtures and solutions? So we'll click on the video and notice my name under the title. This is my copy of the video now, so I'm free to modify or edit it however I want to meet my students' needs. Just click Edit in the bottom right corner, and there's a lot you can do. Maybe you want to cut out a section of this video. If you want to cut out a piece at the beginning, just drag the bumper at the beginning of the video to cut out the piece that you don't want. Maybe the video has a long introduction that you want to get rid of. You could also cut out a piece at the end. Just drag the bumper at the end of the video to remove any sections that maybe get too complex or confusing at the end. And what's pretty cool is you can actually cut out sections in the middle of the video as well. Just go to the place where you want to cut out a piece and click Add Cut. That's going to split the video into 2 sections. And now you'll be able to drag either one of those bumpers to cut out the piece of the video that you don't want. And so this lets you really customize and tailor the content your students will see to make sure the video is a good fit. You can also add voiceovers to videos. I did this all the time with my Nat Geo ones because I loved the footage, but the explanation was often a little too wordy. All you need to do is come to the point in the video where you want to explain it yourself, and then click Start Recording. Edpuzzle is going to record your voice as the video plays, and so you can explain things in your own words. Then when you're done with the voiceover, you can just click Stop Recording, and the voiceover will be saved into the video. And so you could use a voiceover for the entire video. You could do it for just one section like we just did, or you could record multiple voiceovers throughout the video. I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of this one for now, though. And we will look at probably what most of you are interested in, and that's the ability to embed questions into the video. So I like to start at the very beginning and just play through the video. When I get to a place where I want to add a question, I just pause and click the question type I want. I tend to start my videos with open-ended questions. I ask my students to reflect and write down everything they remember from a lesson on this topic yesterday or last week, whatever fits. And this helps activate my students' prior knowledge, and it helps them see the connection between this video and what they've been doing in class. So videos are not just this extra unrelated busy work. It's actually a connected piece of their learning process. So we can go ahead. We'll save that into the video. Done. Perfect. Now let's keep moving, and let's add a multiple choice question next. Let's practice or have our students practice recalling some information about mixtures to help solidify their memory. So we'll type out our question, which is the best description of a mixture. We will put in our answer choices, and these answer choices, I want to note, will be scrambled, and so don't worry the order of them. So don't worry about what order you type these in. You can add as many answer choices as you'd like. You can set which of those answer choices are correct or incorrect. You can add photos. You can add math equations, whatever you want. Then when you're done, just come down to the very bottom of the question and click Save. Alrighty. And so now that question's embedded, and we'll take a look at the last question type you can add, and that's a note. Notes are a great way to add some extra information, or maybe tell your students, write down this definition in your notebook, or go read page 5 in your textbook now. You can also use notes as an audio note, which is really helpful if you have students who struggle to read. You can pair together an audio note with a question so that students can hear you read the question out loud. That way they can respond even if they can't read yet. We're going to get rid of the audio note for now, though. We'll save that main note, though, into our video. Alrighty. And so we've edited the video. We have it all exactly as we like it. Just click Finish in the top right corner, and all of those edits are saved. Your video is now ready to go and ready to assign to your students. And so that's what it takes to find and edit a video with Edpuzzle. I know that was a good amount of information, and I know I moved pretty quickly through that. So I want to give you just a couple of moments to digest and process. And so I'm just clicking Publish on a poll question now, asking, how confident do you feel in finding and editing a video on Edpuzzle? So take a moment to reflect and think about it. Are you feeling great about this? Are you feeling pretty good, but you need to give it a try on your own first? Or do you feel like, man, I need some more support before I'll be able to do this? So let me know. Take about 5 more seconds and complete this poll question, and we'll see whether we're ready to move on or whether we'll jump back a step. All right, I'm clicking End Poll. Great. It seems most of us are in that a little bit or somewhat confident category, and that's totally fine. For those of you who are in those categories, I recommend after this webinar, just head over to Edpuzzle and give it a try. I really believe you'll be pleasantly surprised at how simple it is to make those edits and embed those questions. And I think once you do it once or twice, you'll be moving rapidly towards that very confident category. And I think you'll be able to figure it out. Of course, if for some reason something's not working for you, my email's right there. Send me an email. We'll figure it out. No worries. We'll get it so all of you can find and edit videos on Edpuzzle. But I think we're ready to keep moving for now. And so the next section we're going to look at is how to assign a video. So let me flip you back over to my screen. And here I am in my content library. And I want to assign this video on mixtures. So I might click on it. And you might have noticed there's this assign button in the bottom right corner. But if you go there, there's no post to Canvas option. There's really no way to get this to Canvas from Edpuzzle. In fact, you don't need to do this from Edpuzzle. Once your video is created, you can just X out of the Edpuzzle tab entirely. You'll do all of the assigning from your Canvas page. So to make the assignment, just do it like any other assignment. Come over to Assignments and click Add Assignment. Now you'll give your assignment a name, just like you would for any other. You can add some instructions for your students. And you can set all of the settings, like how many points do you want this to be worth, what assignment group, etc. But the key is down here, the submission type. Edpuzzle is an external tool. So make sure you switch to External Tool and then click Find. Now you should see Edpuzzle pop up as one of your options. So select Edpuzzle. Now the very first time you do this, we're going to tell you that we're about to build you a class. That's good. That means we're going to do all of the work on our end to make this work. So just click OK and let us build a class for you. Now you're in your content library, and all you need to do is pick the video that you want to assign. So let's assign that one on mixtures. Just click on it and scroll down to the very bottom where there's that big blue button that says Assign. Now you just want to select a few settings, prevent skipping, turn closed captions on or off, and then assign the video. That'll bring you back to your assignment page, and you'll see this Edpuzzle URL has been imported. Perfect. Click Select and finish the rest of your assignment page. So you can assign it to everyone, set due dates, etc. And then when you're done, just click Save and Publish. Now you're all set. But on the teacher side, you might feel a little worried if you start looking. It'll look like there are no students in your class. Don't worry, that's normal. The first time students watch an Edpuzzle on Canvas, we will automatically build an account and put them in your class. But because they haven't watched a video yet, they're not showing up as in your class yet. Don't worry about that. It's all going to work out. I just wanted to point that out. It's okay that you don't see any students yet. So let me flip you back over. That's all there is to assigning a video. Remember, we do it all through Canvas, just like we were adding any other assignment. And so now we can get to what is my favorite part of this integration by far, And that's what this looks like for your students. It could not be simpler for your students to access an Edpuzzle video than through Canvas. So let me flip you over, and I'm going to be moving as a student. So I'm signed in as a student here, and I'll just go to my Canvas class and find my assignments wherever I usually find them. And here are these assignments. All I need to do to watch an assignment is click on it. We'll watch this one on volume, and notice I didn't have to join any class. I didn't have to create an account. There's no username. There's no password. There's no moving to other websites. It's all right here. As a student, I just click the video and I'm in. It's like watching any other YouTube video that I might want to watch. But of course, this is so much more than just a YouTube video. Because now, as we're watching, we're going to get to this question. The video pauses, and I have to practice recalling some of that important content I just learned. Volume is how much space an object takes up. By practicing that recall, I'm going to remember this better. And I get instant feedback that I answered correctly. Now we can keep moving in the video. The video is going to continue playing. It's going through, and we've got this other question coming up. All right. So let's say I read this and I'm not sure. Well, Edpuzzle encourages me to rewatch. One click, and I'm back at the previous section, so I can see that content one more time and get a little extra support learning it. Now that I've seen the content again, now I'm ready to answer. I can select my answer and get that instantaneous feedback. Great. So we'll keep moving. And I want to point out, students cannot skip through the video. All of your students have to watch through the entire video, which is a big game changer. And now we get to this last question. How many cubes in the shape? Well, let's go count. You can see there are 8 cubes. So let's scroll down and select 8. And we'll get that instantaneous feedback. Perfect. So now we'll keep going. And of course, students can, if they want, watch this full screen if that's easier for them to see. And when we get to the end, this assignment automatically submits. And because there were only multiple choice questions, it also automatically grades. We got 100%. All of our answers were correct. We finished the entire video, and we just completed our first Edpuzzle assignment on Canvas as a student. Excellent. And so that is the student experience, and I hope you're feeling really excited about that. If you've ever used Edpuzzle before, you know that this is so much easier than it normally is for your students to access a video. In fact, I believe that anytime you assign a video through Canvas, you should do it through Edpuzzle. It doesn't take much effort on your part to embed some of those features and edit it to meet your needs. It takes no extra effort on the part of the student, and they're going to learn so much more because of all those features in the video, because they can't skip through it, because it's going to stop and they'll have to respond to questions, because they'll be rewatching more when they're feeling confused. And so I would encourage all of you, the next time you assign a video, do it through Edpuzzle. Why not? Now, if you're not totally convinced yet, I think I might be able to convince you with this last section, which is taking a look at student grades and data analytics. And so let me flip you over for the last time to my screen. And this time I'm logged in once again as a teacher. And so I'll head over to my gradebook to see some grades from that video on volume. And so here I can see my students have completed it, and I can see all of their scores from the video. Right here, all in one place, easy for me to find. This will automatically sync from Edpuzzle to Canvas. But we can actually go beyond this. You can find the powerful data analytics that Edpuzzle has to offer by just visiting that Edpuzzle tab in your toolbar. There, let's go and find that volume on, or that video on volume. We see our students turned it in. We can see those same student grades, but you also get more information. If you click on a student's name, you can see things like how many times did they watch each section of the video? So this student did well, but they had to rewatch this section a bunch of times. Maybe they're a little confused still. And I can see my students' individual responses to every question. And now this as a teacher gives you superpowers. This lets you see exactly where your students' misconceptions are and exactly what they do and do not yet understand. So Edpuzzle videos are not just about helping your students learn more, they actually empower you as a teacher because you get these insights into what your students need. Now, if you want to pull these students into a small group tomorrow, you know exactly what to focus your time and attention on because you know exactly where they need your support. And so I think if you're not totally convinced yet, this is the thing that should convince you. Edpuzzle not only helps your students learn more, but it can empower you as a teacher with these detailed, easy to read analytics on where your students need help and what they're already understanding. So to recap, you can always find the grades. They're easily stored in your gradebook. It automatically syncs. We see those here. But when you need those super powered analytics, just head to the Edpuzzle tab and they're all right there for you to empower yourself as a teacher. So let me flip you back over. So that's student grades. And that brings us almost to the end of this webinar. You've learned almost everything you need to integrate Edpuzzle and Canvas. Now, I want to encourage you, please stick around for these last 2 or 3 minutes. And I want to start with one important note. So if you use Student View to check that your assignments are working, that's fine. That will work, but the Edpuzzle videos are not going to play. Because on Edpuzzle's side, we see you logged in as a teacher, but trying to watch as a student. So I just want to point out that if you're using Student View, that's great, but don't expect the Edpuzzle videos to work. They're going to work for your students. They just won't work for you during Student View. The second thing I want to mention is you cannot copy Edpuzzle assignments from one class to another. Every Edpuzzle assignment URL is unique to the class that it's assigned to. That's how we keep all of the grades and analytics organized. So if you copy that to another class, the other class won't be able to view the assignment. Every time you create an Edpuzzle assignment, you need to do it by clicking New Assignment and starting from scratch. And the last note is that if you have multiple sections of the same course, that's totally fine. It's going to work perfectly. I just want to comment that it might look a little bit weird from the Edpuzzle tab. On the Edpuzzle side, we don't have the multiple sections feature. And so it will look like all of your students are in one giant class. Don't worry, the grades are all going to go into the right places. They all get sorted out through Canvas. But when you click on that Edpuzzle tab, it's just going to look like you have one class with all of your sections in it. So I just wanted to point that out. And with that, now you know all of the details and everything you need to get started with this integration.